But if I talked, for example, about my possible daughter, I don't think I would let her be a model, or I mean, I would. So sometimes I meet with a lot of judgment at first because people have some kind of opinion about models, about women, and
You create an app and selling model because the client can choose them like clothes in shop.
of course, I wouldn't call it that. Because this is kind of already happening. If you run a clothing company, you kind of have some kind of vision for the photo shoot and or campaign. So clients do that anyways. They look for the right model.
So welcome everyone. My name is Agata and today we are in Startup Stories. Today my guest is Aleksandra Kielan, CEO of the MyBooker startup. So thank you one more time for being here. I'm really excited about our conversation because I think that you can be a big inspiration for many women who listen this. And I think that it's common knowledge that in startup are not many places for women. And do you agree with that?
Yes, that's true. Most of the startups are mostly led by men. So it's great to be a woman, talk to a woman, and have this kind of startup, which is directed mainly to women.
Okay, so I want to talk to you about a little bit of your position in startup world. How do you feel being woman in that sector? Did you have more difficulties connected with starting your company or running that? Because I don't know. I think that men in that industry very often common like you, a girl, you don't have uh, any idea about like I don't know websites, application, and do you meet with that?
Sometimes yes. Also because I'm a woman from a specific environment, which is modeling, and this is also what my startup is about. It's a model agency. So sometimes I meet with a lot of judgment at first because people have some kind of opinion about models, about women, and before I start talking, sometimes they usually have some kind of opinion about that. But not so much. I also get a lot of support, so I think it's evened out.
Okay, I see. You're the CEO of startup MyBooker. So could you tell the listeners something about your company, what the MyBooker does, how does your platform work, something that they just want to know how your startup works?
Yes. So MyBooker is a platform which is an application you can download on App Store or Google Play, where clients are able to book models way faster than it usually works. So usually you go to a traditional modeling agency as a client, and the whole booking process can take up to 2 days really. So we shorten it out maximally to few minutes because everything you can do on your phone, you can find a perfect match for a booking, searching by measurements, by location, by the price, and all the necessary categories. So yeah, also we will have way bigger base of models than it's in the regular agency. And that's more or less
Okay,
the idea.
so how big the size of the amount of potential model is like in real agency and how many this model will be in your app?
Of course. So usually it's about not more than 50 models in the regular big modeling agency. In the first months, we're planning to have hundreds of models already because everyone seems quite interested. The good option for model is that we don't require an exclusive contract as regular modeling agencies do.
So that startup maybe be also a better possibility for not professional models who wanna try work in that sector. Yes.
The truth is that not really. We will have the verified users who actually are already professional models to have the high quality of the applications. So yes, we'll also represent models who are just starting, but it won't be an app everyone can download and be a model on it.
Okay, so you have to be like, you have to have experience in modeling to sign up to your app. Like, how would that work? So how the model will know that your app is for them?
Of course. So at first we require to have a portfolio and Polaroids. And, as the user fills up all the necessary profile settings, it will be accepted to use the app at first automatically, and also the administrator of the app will verify users both ways, not only models, also the clients will be verified, because we want our models to be safe and feel good working through the application. So we'll check the companies, and we won't let any kind of random clients.
Okay, so that's great, because also the model, like the company, will have sure that everything should be fine, that the model has experience, that the model will know that company is safe, that everything supposed to go right. Yes.
And,
Okay,
and that's
so
important. No, oh, sorry.
no.
Nowadays, of course, nowadays in the business, there is a tendency that both clients and models don't want to work as much with traditional modeling agencies. So there's lots of groups on Facebook where people look for a job and clients offer jobs for models. But then on social media, there is non-verification of the person, so you never know if you are working with a real person, or you are risking something coming to a photo shoot.
Okay, so why did you create startup for models and people working in that sector? So how did you know that your idea is something that these people need?
Of course. So I myself have been working as a model for about 10 years. And also for the past two, I started organizing photo shoots and different projects. So I have quite a lot of experience from both sides, from experiencing working as a model and also organizing photo shoots. And I faced a lot of problems. So I thought about something that could easily solve some of the problems, and for both parties would be a great solution. And yeah, my dream was to give models so they could take care of their own career, so they could by themselves set up, negotiate their price. They could find the clients that they could work with. So I wanted to help out a little bit in the career and career development of models.
Okay, that's great. You mentioned problem. What are the problem you can solve by this app?
So first and big one is just the booking process that takes long, and usually in big companies there is a separate person who takes care of that, and this company could fix this problem as much. It would be this faster that I think it won't be necessary to hire a person responsible for that. And also exclusive contracts for models are not the best option, because sometimes models have an exclusive contract with agency and can't work with any other clients by themselves. So they lose quite a lot on that. So those are the two big ones, and for clients, just finding the right model that have the right, because sometimes for the clothes, it's necessary to have specific measurements, specific features. So it's quite difficult to find this perfect match, and this will allow them to.
Okay, does your work inspire you to start this startup, or you just wake up someday and have idea and you thought that, yeah, that's it?
Yes, it was an inspiration, but I could say it was an inspiration from getting tired of how the world works, how this modeling industry works. And yeah, at some point I was quite exhausted of it.
Okay.
And I have a mind of finding a solution mind. So if there is a problem, I always try to find the best solution, and I created a solution for the problem.
Okay,
So yes, I was inspired by my work.
okay, so that's really great. But did you think about like other way of that company, because startups are really innovative, they fast working, and why do you choose startup for developing that idea?
Yes, so it's because I have a quite a big experience in this exact industry. Also have some clients that I already work with. I know a lot of models that I'm just friends with, so I thought it will be easy, and I know this problem like really from myself, because sometimes it happens that people start a startup, but they are from a completely different industry, and they only think that there is a need for something like this. But at the end, when the startups start working, there comes that there wasn't ever a need for this kind of product.
Okay, so you told me before that you and your brother start MyBooker, and what is he part of that startup? What he do in this business?
He has actually a huge part of this startup, because he's a computer engineer and programmer.
Okay.
So he built a whole platform together with the engineers from starting Podkarpackie, where we were incubated. So he has the part of being a master of the technology of the app, and yes.
I think that really helps in running startup, especially when you don't have much idea about IT world and starting website.
That's helped a lot. We were also thinking about something we could combine our abilities together, my experience and his experience as a programmer, and I think we found a perfect solution. I hope it will work, because we are just starting.
Yes, I think that was a great idea, because I don't know if I ever heard about similar company in like fashion or model world. So I think that your idea is really innovative and outstanding of the market. So congratulations. Have you ever dreamed about CEO of your company, or oh, yes, so the first question is, have you ever dreamed about being the CEO of company? And another, like connected with that, do you rather be a CEO of or a model?
Of course, I would rather be a CEO, and yes,
Okay.
I could dream.
And at what stage of development is your startup? Because when I found your website, I saw that you have there is written soon. So I would like to know what that soon means.
So we'll start from the application. Later on, you will be able to use the platform on both the website and the application. And the application, we are just waiting for being verified by by Google Play and the iPhone app program.
Okay.
I think it's either maybe today or at the end of the week it will be available to download, and we'll start creating a base of people that I already have some lists with. So it's not the final product, because the final product will allow people to organize the whole photo shoot. So you won't only be able to book a models for the app, but you also will be able to book a photographer, a photo studio, a makeup artist, and a stylist, for example, really the whole team that is necessary to create a photo shoot. So that will be the final product, which we are hoping to have by next year.
Okay, so great. Do you are excited or stressed about releasing and launching app to market, or you feel a little calm because you know that it's great idea and it will sell?
I know it's a great idea, and I think it will sell, but I'm both stressed and excited. I think it's more excitement or the positive stress as stress, or however you call it. So
Okay.
a little. Because as it will be released, there will obviously come other problems to solve and other things that we thought will work perfectly, but at the end it will be necessary to fix some things. So yes, I am a little stressed.
But I think that's a normal stress for that thing. But finger crossed that everything worked perfectly. And the model industry is known for a quite challenging place with a high beauty standard. So how your company trying to deal with these challenges? Do you have like category for plus size model, or do you rather stand for typical beauty standard model in that industry?
Yes, the thing is that all kind of models are necessary and needed for different companies. So it's important to find a right place where you will be promoted as a model, where you will be promoted to the right clients. And our platform is representing everything: the plus size models, regular size models. You will be able to just find for the categories, the measurements, and who you really need as a company. So yes, we are not closed for only the skinniest models, which is not really a necessity nowadays. Yeah, normal girls or bigger girls also work perfectly. So yes, we are open to everyone.
Okay, so that's really great. And when you were working as a model, were you stressed about the all measurement, the all height, way? That are you stressed that you are not perfect, that your measurements are too big or too small? Is that really problem in nowadays in business model?
Nowadays, I'm not stressing as much, but when I started, I was 15 years old. I had my first contract in Milan, and I was extremely stressed. Like, I didn't eat before I came to the agency, and it looked like the whole table of people just judging you if you are right to be there, and measuring you, and then commenting that maybe here it should be a centimeter less, maybe here it should be less. And this was extremely stressful, also because the girls start really young, and they get a chance to build a career, and they want to do it as good as possible, but it's not necessarily healthy. So yeah, so when I was starting, I was extremely stressed about that, but right now not anymore, because the industry is open to different kind of models as well, and it's not for some projects. Yes, you have to be very skinny, but for some, it's not a necessity anymore.
Okay, So starting career when you are 15 years old must be really scary. And if you have the possibility to turn back time and go back to that 15 years old girl, did you do the same? Like, would you like to be a model one more time, or you just chose other way of your career?
Yes, I think I would do the same. I'm very happy about my career, more the experiences I got and who I am right now. But if I talked, for example, about my possible daughter, I don't think I would let her be a model. Or I mean, I would let her, but I would be extremely stressed.
Okay. So your parents have to be really strong and really sure that you can handle this, that they let you be a model in like a 15 years old girl. So we can
So,
thank them for that.
yes, they were both extremely stressed as well, but also more supportive than stressed. So I'm really grateful for that and for allowing me doing my thing.
Oh, that's great. But what does the typical day of female CEO in startup look like?
Well, I don't think it's really different than a typical day of male CEO of startup.
Okay.
Just lots of time on the computer, connecting to clients, connecting to models, and always something comes up. So, so yeah, it's just a lot of work, but it's great. I hope it will pay off in the future.
So how many hours do you spend a day or per week in your office?
So recently it has been a lot because we are finishing our incubation actually today, and in a few days the app will be open on the App Store. So right now it's like the whole time and the whole time where I have some free time, so quite a bit. But before it was a few hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours per day, maybe 2 hours per day. Not,
Okay, so
it's not as
that's not that
constant because sometimes I have meetings with clients, and then the whole day I'm just spending somewhere, and sometimes I just take a day off or two, which is a great way you can have from having your own business. But sometimes you
yes.
can just be at work the whole time, and sometimes you can take a few days off.
Is work something that relax you, or it's something more stressful? And when you have a day off, how you spend your free time?
Mhm. I don't think it stressed me. It's more, I think, something you have to do, but it also excites me quite a bit. So unless something stressful comes up, because you never know, sometimes you may have some surprises, then obviously I'm stressed. And my day off, I love to spend in nature and doing all the sports. Just one problem there is with running your own startup, that there never is a complete day off, because there's always something may come up, so you need to be kind of available all the time despite of the day off.
So in every moment you have to go to work because something may doesn't work. Yes. So you have to be like
Yes.
for all day ready, prepared that you may come to office because you have to solve the problem.
Yes. Well, I don't have to come to office. I just have to.
Have your
Unfortunately, I don't
laptop
have
from
work
home.
from home or from somewhere, so I don't necessarily need to go anywhere.
Okay. Are you still working as a model, or you more focused on developing your startup right now?
Yes, yes, I'm focusing on both. I still work as a model.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's great. And when you think about your app, about MyBooker, don't you afraid that some people might think that this application may selling model like products? Because you can let the client book model like he or she wants, like he can choose preferences and then book her. And I don't think that it's selling, but I don't know, I can think that some people may think that it works like in that way. You create an app and selling model because the client can choose them like clothes in shop.
Of course, I wouldn't call it that. Because this is kind of already happening. If you run a clothing company, you kind of have some kind of vision for the photo shoot and or campaign. So clients do that anyways. They look for the right model, just a little differently, because they look through the agencies, they look through social media, or all different kind of ways. So I think this will only fasten the process, not necessarily sell models, and I would never want to be seen this way. But well, so I hope not. And
Okay.
I've talked to a lot of models, and I only got the positive response. So no one felt productified by that. So I thought it's okay, because that's what's important. How models feel about it, not what people think how they will feel.
Especially it helps model in their work, so that's a great initiative, because why cannot help them? Like, you are a model, so you probably will you be working with your app? Like, do you want to use them to your modeling career, or you rather not try to do that?
Of course I will do that. Why not? Of course I'll do that as well. I mean, as all the models, I will be just available there to book me for work if someone wants.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's 2-in-1, another advantages of that startup. So what
I think if I wouldn't use it, sorry. I think if I wouldn't use it as a model, I don't think it would be the right app if I myself don't want to use it.
Yes, that's true, but I think that maybe some people don't want to use their app or their website to, like, they don't want to see the mistake or bugs they can find in there. And when you try your work, I think that you can be more judgmental about yourself and about how that all works. So some people wouldn't choose that and wouldn't use their ideas. So what challenges have you faced as a female CEO in a male-dominated industry? The biggest challenges?
Let me think. Yeah, maybe I would say some judgment, but I didn't really need that much of a judgment. Usually, when I talk about being a CEO of a startup, people seem more surprised than judgmental, which may be also a bit judgmental, because yeah, they're surprised that, oh, a female and a model, and she wants to build something as her company. So maybe some of this. But really, not so. Everyone has been mostly supportive, so I don't feel very different by being a woman head of a startup, a woman CEO, than if I was a male. So
okay,
I think everyone meets similar challenges in this world.
So I think that's great that you doesn't feel like insecure or you feel very comfortable in that area. But when you work as a model, so for sure there are challenges, but one of the biggest challenge you have as a model, what was that? Or do you still have challenges, big challenges?
Of course. Well, the biggest challenges were modeling contracts abroad when I was 15 or 16 years old. I didn't really know English very well or any kind of, I don't know, I just wasn't ready to be able to take care of myself. And then I was alone in some country for 2 months, for example. And this was quite a big challenge. It was like being thrown for a deep water and just take care of yourself. Like simple things. I didn't know how to speak in English. I didn't know how to cook really well, how to just live by myself. So that was a big challenge. And yes, the judgment about the measurements, always about being perfect and being connected with how you look so strongly. I think this was the most difficult one, because we work with our body, with our face, and sometimes people think of us about this. This is what is outside. So that was hard for me, because I don't really see myself as this only.
Okay, so is there still like people think that model is just a beauty and that's it, or it's changed a little that they see models as strong, beautiful, and clever, intelligent, or still is just model is just a beauty?
Well, some people have that yes, maybe model is just a beauty, but I don't really. I don't. When I meet someone, I don't really like to talk about that I'm a model, because for some reason people react to me differently. Like they always have some kind of imagined picture of a model, and yes, when I introduce myself as a model, simply they already think something, and they start to treat me kind of differently,
Okay.
which I really don't like too much. So it's never the first thing that I talk about.
Okay, so the society still think that when you are a model, you have like a patch in your qualities, that you are a model and that's it. And they see you by modeling and not by you.
So yes, sometimes maybe it could happen.
Okay, so that's a little bit sad, and I hope that it will change in the future. And what has the business taught you?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Yes, sorry, something. There were some problem.
Yes, never mind. Could you repeat that question one more time?
Yes, what has the business taught you?
What has the business taught me? Um, yeah, the business as the previous experience of working here as a model. Yes, this or as
You can say whatever you want. If you want to talk about startup, you can tell what startup taught you. If you wanna say about model, you can say what modeling taught you. That all depends on you.
of course. So all the startup tells me to just get what's yours. If you have a good idea, to push it and to just to do it, because it's been quite a way from the idea and the whole process to where we are now, where we are about to start it. It's been quite some time and a lot all kind of emotions, excitement, resignation. So I think it taught me to go for what is yours. Because at first there comes a great idea that it's just amazing idea, and you are so motivated to do it, but then as you start, there comes other problems and a lot of costs, for example, and then you think, okay, maybe it wasn't as amazing as you thought at the first place. But then you just think about it, calculate it, resign, and then motivate again, and then it is just a good idea again, and you go for it. So just about life, it taught me to never give up.
Okay, that's great. I think that's the quality who everyone should learn in sometimes, because it can help you motivate, can believe in yourself, or not giving up. I think that is the best lesson someone can bring from his experience. And do you have any inspiration or someone from the business world you admire? It also can be from the business startup world or in modeling.
Yes, and I admire lots of models who like after maybe not even finishing their careers, but they've started their own companies, and yes, changed a little bit, like Giselle Bundchen or all kind of top models that they already have such a standard of being a model that they could never do anything again, like any other thing. They could just focus on that and stay with that. But they didn't want to stay with that. They want to pursue a different career. So I admire those people.
Okay, so that's great. And if you have possibility to go for a coffee with one model, who would that be?
So many. And maybe Naomi Campbell.
Okay. I think that's great choice. So thank you. Thank you so much for that amazing and inspiring conversation. And in the end, I have one last question to you. What advice would you have for other women who want to succeed in business and now they thinking about starting their own company?
Of course. So yes, the advice would be to never give up, and for sure not think that being a woman can stop you from anything. Of course, there are some things that may make it harder, but we shouldn't think that something can stop us. So I think just do it.
Okay,
Like,
so that was amazing. That was inspiring. So thank you one more time for being here and for your time. I hope that your startup will be work and will be a great opportunity for model, and just will be a great idea. So my finger crossed, and good luck.
Thank you very much. It was great to talk to you.